It's the best of bias. You need the earful, you should try us. From pop culture to the movies to Unitas. It's the best of bias. Your best of bias. Yeah, it's the best of bias. What's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of the Best of Bias Podcast. It's yours truly, Lydell Dinero, back with another episode. 264 to be exact, season 4 to be exact. I'm here for y'all to be exact. You know what I'm saying? It's your boy. I'm happy to see you guys today. I know you guys are happy to see me today because I'm always happy to see y'all. And this is a place where we come to let our hair down, to release from the stressors of the week, to come together, talk shit about the stuff we're interested in. Even, we're leaving all the negativity on the outside, you know what I'm saying? But the bias is welcome. Your bias is safe here. And if you're thinking about it this week, we're probably talking about it this week. Well, it's sports, so you already know what we're going to do this week. We're talking a lot of sports, but we do got a movie review for you guys. I saw Predator Badlands. Actually saw it with my grandma. It's a good watch. I got to talk about that for y'all. I haven't done a movie review in a while, so I'll get to that after we talk about sports. But again, hopefully you guys are feeling good today. I know I'm talking fast today because I'm excited. I just drank that new Red Bull. That, what is it called? Fiji Apple and Ginger. That shit is fire. Red Bull. Hey, you've been getting me through a lot of days these last couple of days. I feel like there's a partnership in our future. Hey, holla at me for real. But yes, hopefully everybody out there is doing good. Hopefully you guys are through all the days, man. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Get through that hump day. When you get to Thursday, you're like, damn, we almost hit that Friday. Almost to listening to the Best of Bias podcast. Work might have been a drag. The news, social media might be a drag. Turn that all off right now. We gonna talk. We gonna discuss some stuff. You may have lost in fantasy last week. Your sports team may have lost in fantasy last week. You know what I mean? If you heard the last pod, you heard what we was talking about with DC and Marvel. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of stuff we can talk about right now and a lot of stress relievers that we're going to get into just for y'all. You know what I'm saying? Sorry, new listeners, before we get into the podcast and into the shits, I like to talk to y'all, make sure y'all having a good day, make sure y'all breathing in, breathing out, breathe in. Yes. And then breathe out. You know what I'm saying? Let's get some fresh air, new vibes, fresh vibes. If you're listening on the weekend, yeah. If you're listening at the gym, yeah. If you're listening on the way to work, yeah. On the way home from work, yeah. Thank you for listening. Thank you for clicking play, because you could have been anywhere in the world listening to any podcast in the world. There's so many of them. But you click play with me. And I'm here for y'all. Episode 264, season 4, Lydell Dinero, Best of Bias Podcast. Let's get into the shit. We're going to start with NFL, man. I know I always start with NFL, and I always think about, switching it up for y'all. But I want to get through this shit real fast, you know what I'm saying? Because I know you watch the games, and I know you know what happened. But, again, you guys may put in bets. You guys may want to hear about the team, what I thought about some of the victories, some of the losses, just the week in general. I'm here to do that. And I'll preview next week as well, or this week coming up, which is week 11. We'll talk about week 10 and all the scores and stuff like that. And if my predictions were right. But yeah, content will change. I promise you, as we get into the holidays, because there's a lot of stuff I want to talk about for the holidays. Thanksgiving, Christmas, my birthday, New Year. So we're gonna have plenty of guests, plenty of the change. Hey bro, hey bro, hey. I don't know if y'all can hear that, but Curry's over here chewing on a squeaky toy. Hey. Anyway, I'm gonna ignore her for now. But if she gets a little crazy, I'm gonna have to get up and throw that shit across the moon. Cause she ain't want to play with that toy until now. Look at her. Sorry, y'all. Audio listeners. This is my puppy who's just choosing to be disruptive right now. Look, she don't even really want to play with it for real. She just, is he recording? Is he recording? Let me, look, look, no reason. For no reason. But yeah, there's plenty of content to go around, and I promise you guys I will change it up. Had AK on last episode, get some more guests. Some very, very interesting topics coming up. But anyways, why am I apologizing? You guys accept me no matter what I bring y'all, right, man? Y'all gonna listen no matter what, right? Oh yeah, by the way, like, subscribe, comment at the bottom. That's the Bias Podcast on YouTube. You know what I'm saying? I should, again, I'm trying to say that at the beginning so you guys don't forget at the end when I just, if you guys don't listen all the way through. But like, comment, subscribe. AKA puts all these videos together. They're amazing. And they just keep getting better and better. So, like, subscribe, comment, let me know what you guys want to see, if you guys want to be on the pod and all that jazz too. But let's get into this NFL talk. Last week was week 10. We're more than halfway there. This shit came really fast, pause. I didn't think we would be in the middle or past halfway through the football season already, man. I thought it just started. It's been so much anticipation. I was waiting for so long for the NFL season to start. And now we're already halfway there and almost to the playoffs. So I hope y'all teams is doing all right. I know Tampa Bay, I'll get to my team in a minute. We were back from our bye, so I'll let y'all know how I feel about that. But everybody's teams out there, it's just time to make that push, man. Trade deadline is coming. I think it might actually already passed. Trade deadline just passed, so everybody's teams are what they are now, and hopefully everybody gets healthy. But some of the scores from last week, Thursday, we had Denver and Las Vegas playing. Man, Bo Nix, brother. I don't know what to say anymore. I don't want to, because Tez is your brother, and Tez is really important to the Buccaneers, and is really special to what we had going there at Oregon. But Bo Nix. Let me just talk to you if you guys didn't know it's Bo Nix that I'm talking to. Started at Auburn, didn't really shake out there. First memories of Bo Nix killing Justin Herbert's chances at the first. I think it was, no. I think the maybe second college football playoff ever. He ruins it. And then a couple of years down the line, he ends up at Oregon. And I'm like, okay, I kind of don't like Bo Nix because of the fact that he did that to Oregon, and just, now he wants to try to play for us and use us to get to the next level. After 1 year at Oregon, I'm like, okay, I can see a little something here. It's not all the way it yet. He's no Marcus. He's no Justin. But, it's cool. We get a little, we do a little something. And then the next year we get, and he brings Tez over, from Rice, I think he's playing at the time. And he, the little combination looks good with Troy Franklin, who was looking good out there. His second year, same deal. His fifth year, maybe the 6th year senior. Didn't play the best, got close to the college football playoff, but just couldn't get over the hump, man. Couldn't make the plays necessary. He was good in the play script, but if it broke down, he has the tools to make, plays with his legs. His arm is kind of lively. He doesn't have the best arm, but on the run, he can make plays happen. It's just like a mental thing, man. It's just, he isn't ready to, I don't know, take that next step as a quarterback. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, he's really good under the play script, but improvising and taking that next step to prove that he is that guy, I don't think he was ever ready for. He had above average talent, above average arm strength, and he just was a good listener and a good learner, and he was able to get stuff done. The team around him was magnificent. So I feel like it kind of, the receivers and the running backs and even the play callers kind of hid some of the, some of the stuff that Bo Nix didn't necessarily have and ready to go to the next level. I think personally he was able to get drafted by the Broncos this year just because I think Sean Payton saw something in him, and he was like one of the last quarterbacks or the top quarterbacks left. I think they picked him at 12, if I'm not mistaken, somewhere around there, 10 or 12. But don't get me wrong, Bo Nix, I respect what he did at Oregon. I respect the team morale and what he has brought to the team. But your stint as a Bronco, brother, I picked you this year, second year, thought you were going to develop and be that guy. Again, I talked about how I listened to all the fantasy football analysts and the experts all summer, all off season, thinking that they knew what was up. put me up on Bo Nix and the Cortland Sutton stack. I'll talk more about fantasy when I get there, but just seeing Bo Nix play this year, he's being held up by a great defense. The defense is really, really, really good and able to stop opposing offenses no matter what the field position is, what mistakes Bo Nix makes. The defense is able to wash them away by either turning the ball over, giving them better like short field or getting that field position back, or causing a punt, getting sacks to get the ball back for the Denver Broncos. When it comes to making plays, it doesn't happen. He played against the Raiders this week and only could put up 10 points, and he looked terrible. I don't want to hear about, oh, it's a divisional game, the Raiders, oh, they had something to prove, blah, blah, blah. The pass rush was actually kudos to the Raiders defense, blah, blah, blah. No, bro. No. The worst teams in the league have beat the Raiders. I don't want to hear about playing inspired. They traded a whole bunch of people. Half the team don't want to be there. Like, the coaches are going to get fired, dog. Like, I don't want to hear that. I don't want to hear that. We're not giving them a pass. And each time the defense comes through and holds it down and makes him, like, not look as bad because they won, people are like, oh, yeah, give him a chance. He's still going to be good. He needs time to develop. They still won the game. But the way it happened, it didn't look good. The home crowd boos him throughout the whole game. And they never are able to be happy about the game, or unless they play the Cowboys or some shit. How can you smack the Cowboys but not smack the Raiders? It doesn't make sense, but ultimately they lost. In Bo Nix, I'll talk about it in fantasy. I'm sorry. They lost. 10-7 Raiders lost. 10-7 Broncos win over the Raiders. I think I predicted that. I don't know if I predicted this one because I think I may have recorded on Thursday and didn't predict that, but I think I did though, actually. I think I did. I predicted the Broncos but not the way it went. Indianapolis for Sunday's games played against Atlanta and Berlin. It was a good game. I don't know what's wrong with the Falcons, man. Michael Penix, I thought he was going to be a lot better. For some reason, the Falcons quarterbacks only play good against Tampa. Everybody else they play against, they look like trash. I don't get it. I really don't get it. I don't. But this game here, London, Bijan, Tyler Algier, even the Falcons defense was keeping Daniel Jones at bay for a while, but for some reason they couldn't contain Jonathan Taylor. I think because they knew that I was playing against him in fantasy. They just wanted to let him do whatever the fuck he wanted to do. Not only did last week he only have 45 yards and no touchdowns, he's on a bye this week. So yeah, last week let's just have 217 yards and 2 touchdowns for no fucking dog. This fantasy season has been shit. Again, I'm gonna talk about it when I get there, but anyways. Yeah, Colts win in overtime, 31-25 on a 25-yard Jonathan Taylor run in overtime. Falcons suck, basically, but I was right about that prediction anyway. New England at Tampa. I was wrong about this one. Now we're going to get into some Tampa talk, so let's talk a little bit. The Patriots, kudos to them because they are on a good trajectory. They came into this game 7-2, while the Buccaneers came off a bye at 6-2. We were in Tampa, so I did expect to win this game. I don't know what happened. For some reason, my teams, Oregon and Tampa Bay, I guess it's just this time of the year, it's just really raining in these games that we're playing. On top of injuries, which makes for a very sloppy game and players not able to play up to their potential, which is just really crazy to me. I just kind of wish that it wasn't raining, but I don't know. Baker was able to do what he could. Emeka Egbuka and him kind of a little more healthy coming off the bye than they were the 2 games going into the bye, which was the Saints game and I think it was the Lions game. They were both really banged up. Egbuka coming back from the hamstring. I think Baker had a quad and knee. Gadecki, I think, Gadecki wasn't back for the Lions game, but Gadecki just came back for this game against the Patriots. No Bucky, I don't know what's going on with that. No Chris Godwin, of course, no Mike, but Tez Johnson out there still doing his thing. Sterling Shepard, K-Dot, and everybody out there pulling their weight while we have players out. It's just more so our defense that didn't hold up. It was really disappointing, actually. We scored the first touchdown, looked like we were going to be dominant in the game, and then after that, it kind of just fell apart. We stopped, I think the Patriots on the first drive, and then after they stopped us on our second offensive drive, they were just able to get what they wanted. I think one pass to Kyle Williams, rookie, across the field on a slant. I think it was Benjamin Morrison, our rookie, who got beat on a drag all the way across the field, and Kyle Williams scored on that. Um, and just they were letting Mac Hollins do whatever he wanted to do, man. I was kind of hyping up these young DBs at the beginning of the season. Jacob Parrish, Benjamin Morrison, uh, Jamel Dean. I always talk kind of mess about him, but he's having a career year. He has 3 interceptions already. He doesn't really ever catch the ball. Sion McCollum is basically invisible right now ever since he hurt his thumb and he got his money. He started to play way worse. Tyke Smith and Antoine Winfield Jr. are trying to do everything. You know what I'm saying? Good pick in the end zone by Tyke. Antoine Winfield doing what he can, trying to be the deodorant to this shitty DB backfield right now. Um, Anthony Nelson didn't really do shit after the Saints game. We thought he was going to come out there and be a difference maker while Hassan Reddick heals up. But no, he didn't really do shit. We let Trevion Henderson, who has done nothing all year, bust for a 75 and a 55 or a 55 and a 35-yard run to basically seal the game when our run defense was supposed to be highly touted as one of the best in the league. It was embarrassing. We ended up scoring in garbage time and not getting the onside kick, so we ended up losing 28-25, so it looked a little closer than it really was. But they kind of just let Drake May do whatever he wanted in the beginning of the game and just salt out the game with their running game. Like, they literally, before halftime, could have scored a touchdown, but Drake May sat down, basically took knees twice before going in to score for them to score and then get the ball back. They executed that perfectly with a rookie quarterback, and we're supposed to be a team that has playoff, a Super Bowl, you know, aspirations, and the team that's supposed to be a team to beat. It didn't really look too good. We play the Bills next week and the Rams to follow that. So I hope this was a wake-up call to the boys and the men, hopefully men out there that can wake up and play better. I know we have a lot of injuries and some of the players that we were supposed to get back haven't come back yet, and we're still wishful for that down the stretch. But right now, we need to win games, and right now we're playing against teams that are going to be in the playoffs or in the Super Bowl. So we need to show that we have something to give against good teams, because we lost to the Lions, we've lost to the Eagles, we've lost to the Patriots, teams with better records and teams that are better than us on paper and by record. So if we're not able to compete against them and only beat bad teams, it's kind of a preview to what we're going to be in the playoffs. So we need to prove it against these teams. And I know I spent a long time on the Buccaneers, but always kind of happy, but the Buccaneers lost it and I was wrong about that. I apologize, y'all. Houston, well, let's go. Miami versus Buffalo. This one was really surprising. Miami beat Buffalo at home. 30-13, which was crazy. Of course, Bills were projected to win that. Miami's one of the worst teams in the league. I don't know if Mike McDaniels got fired or not. I'm not sure. I think he was still there, but yeah, because I remember they were saying that he was driving around Buffalo trolling fans after winning that game. Buffalo is going to be at home again. Buccaneers are coming into town. Again, we're going to play a good team coming off a bad loss at home. So I feel like we're going to get the brunt of their revenge. And hopefully our team can come ready to play. And yeah. Anyways, Miami beat them in that game. I was wrong about that. Nobody could ever predicted that. Houston lost to the Jaguars, or actually Texans beat the Jaguars in a thriller, a game where the Jaguars steadily were winning the whole game, and Davis Mills was at quarterback. There was no CJ Stroud because he had a concussion the last game. And Nico Collins was out there doing his thing. They let it come back and were able to steal the win against Jacksonville in Jacksonville. So that was crazy. I don't know if I picked Jacksonville or not. I think I did pick Jacksonville, so I was wrong about that one. Jets at Browns. The Jets actually get a win in Cleveland. Interestingly enough, I did not expect that one. This week, there's a common theme. I predicted a lot of wrong games last week. This was the week of the Cinderella win, and hey, it did happen. The Jets beat the Browns. Hey, shout out Justin Fields. Shout out, Aaron Glenn finally getting that win. But I definitely didn't predict that one. Ravens at Minnesota. I predicted the Ravens to win because, Lamar Jackson being back makes everything run for them. It's like their magic potion. Everybody plays a little bit better, if not incrementally better with Lamar Jackson The defenses tense up a little bit more knowing what Lamar Jackson can do. The team gets confidence, the Ravens do, with him there, just opening up so much stuff in the run game and the pass games. And the defense is even playing better with Lamar Jackson back. So some of the defensive players getting healthy at the right time of the year, and they're making that push to try to win the division. I think Pittsburgh is in the lead of the division right now. But a couple more wins. I think they're only 2 wins up on the 4-5 Ravens. So they're making plays and staying in it. And I think Lamar came back at the right time. New Orleans at Carolina. New Orleans actually won a game with Tyler Shuck. Shout out young Shuck. He used to be a Duck, but he turned into a Louisville Cardinal. And got drafted by the Saints. You know what I'm saying? He played for the Ducks for 4 years and for Louisville for 2. So he's another one of those older quarterbacks, 6-year quarterbacks. I'm happy he actually got out there and did that, man, because the Panthers, I don't know why every year the Panthers win a couple of games, a couple of easy, shitty. Well, they beat the Green Bay Packers. That's legitimate. And I think they beat the Bills too. So actually that's a legitimate win too. So they're frisky, but every year they win a couple of games they're not supposed to win. And then everybody's like, oh yeah, watch out for the Panthers. Bucks better watch out because they might not win the division because of the Panthers. All right, bro. Chill out. You chill out. And I'm happy the Saints sat them down. And they play the Falcons next week, and the Falcons are 3-6. And I hope they can do the same thing to them, shut them boys up a little. Even though I got Rico Dowdle on the Panthers, I need him to do whatever it takes to get me a victory. Because we'll talk about that in a little bit when we get to fantasy. But I was, I don't know what I think I did. Nah, there's no way I picked the Panthers to win that game. No way. I don't know. But we'll leave that one up in the air. Let you guys decide. Bears at the Giants. The Bears win. A close one, a game that the Giants could have won if they had Jackson Dart. Jackson Dart got a concussion. It's the 4th time that he had to go into the blue tent. Concussion in relation to a concussion or probable concussion or maybe concussion. So this might have him sit out a couple of weeks just off of GP, just because off of principle. If he keeps going in there and he keeps playing the way he's playing, he keeps getting head injuries, they have to sit him down for a while because you gotta let your brain heal, let your head heal. You know what I mean? They'll be doing him a disservice if they let him keep going out there, playing the way he's playing, just keep getting smacked up and getting possible or actual concussions. So they got to sit him down for a little bit. Sorry that Coach Dable got fired after the game, man. That is kind of sad because I think him and Jackson Dart were going to get back on the right track. And I think they found his quarterback. He found his quarterback, and he is the quarterback whisperer. He was the guy that helped create or make Josh Allen what he is today. So a year or so or a couple of years with Jackson Dart, who knows what that could have been. Scatterboo and Neighbors got hurt. So, I think that should have gave him a mulligan and another chance to be the quarterback or the coach out there. But now they're just going to try to bring in some big name person because it is Chicago and they need some big name for the press. And yeah, I don't know who exactly it's going to be, but hopefully it's some of that vibes with Jackson Dart and the boys over there because they had a little vibe going. They still do. I don't know if they sit Jackson Dart for the rest of the season and have him get right, but I know Jameis Winston's going out there. I think they need to keep Jameis Winston as that number 2 quarterback too, and him being in that big market, I think that helps him set up like after football stuff. Jameis is hilarious, man. I know I've said some bad things about Jameis as a Buccaneer in the past, and of course at Florida State, him, yeah. Anyways, but I fucks with Jabu, forever, bro. I'll remember that day you got drafted, man. I was in Vegas. Or getting ready to go to Vegas, man, and we got Jameis Winston, and I was wearing my Warren Sapp jersey in Vegas, talking like, oh yeah, we got Jameis, bro, like. But shout out Jameis, man. Always have a key spot in my heart from yeah, crab legs and all, bro. You've always been my homie, though you don't know me. Rams beat the 49ers asses 42-26. Not really much to talk about. 49ers are injured again. Like I say, like these injuries are going to catch up. I mean, you can only spam CMC so much. You know what I mean? I mean, Jennings is coming on now. Kittle's getting a little healthier, and you always got Juszczyk. But pretty much the playbook is Mac Jones is pretty much a statue. If anybody gets past the line, he has to check down. Christian McCaffrey is going to be open all the time. He'll get 3 to 5 yards a catch and just get the ball down the field. And if they end up catching a play, Bourne, Jennings, Kittle, Tunges in the end zone, so be it. But if not, you can spam CMC until you're in field goal range and Pinheiro kick the field goal. You know what I'm saying? Their playbook isn't able to be fully expanded, just because one, you don't necessarily have all your ducks in a row per se. Don't have all your weaponry out there, and I think you have to kind of shrink the playbook for the younger guys or the newer guys that are not really used to the playbook quite yet. And then basically to keep Mac Jones safe, he's obviously hurt. His knee is always fucked up. He always gets up hella slow most of the time after getting hit. So to make him a little more comfortable, short routes, dink and dunks, and hope the defense can stand up against the other team's offense and they don't score a bunch of points because their offense isn't that productive. I know I sound kind of like a hater, but I've been watching closely. We played them, so I can see, and it does get the job done sometimes, but it's not really conducive to future this year. And I feel like next year, man, I don't say tank and try to get a good playoff spot. Nobody would ever want to do that. You've been to the Super Bowl countless years and not gotten it done. But it's like, you lost so many players. Frank, Joey, or Nick Bosa, excuse me, Mykel Williams. Who knows when Ayuk's coming back? Ricky Parasol's not even playing. So when you get to the playoffs, Purdy hasn't played. Mac Jones is possibly hurt and could be hurt by the time like you get to the playoffs. So at this point, it's like, do we play to make that playoff push and say fuck it, or do we just kind of stop pushing so hard and getting all of our players hurt and get that good draft pick and revamp next year? Because me personally, not to be a hater, I would love to get the 49ers and be a wild card team or be a higher seed and they're in the wild card. If they don't have healthy players, there's 8 weeks until the playoffs. I mean, some people could be coming back, but again, a lot of their key players aren't coming back. And it just seems as though each week somebody else gets hurt. So if you keep playing like this and somebody's hurt by the time of the playoffs, you may get some people back, but you may not have no player. I don't know. It's not my team. I don't know. I should get some 49ers fans on here to actually talk about it and see what their idea is, but I don't know. I'm very curious to how it's going to go and how they plan to proceed throughout the season. But yeah, Rams are looking really good. Stafford's looking like the MVP front runner. In the red zone, having Puka and Devontae looks like a cheat code at a certain point, especially with Kyron and Corum goal line running the ball. Man, it's going to be whoever plays them and is going to beat them. It's going to have to be a shootout. Because, yeah. Stafford is playing at an all-time level. You have to get to him and make him make some mistakes because right now he has all the time in the world. He's doing whatever he wants. It's looking good, man. Looking really good. Seattle at Arizona. Seattle beat the brakes off Arizona. Man, Seattle's looking good, man. They didn't look that too good against us, maybe because they had some DBs out. But Jackson Smith and Jigba is looking unstoppable. They just got Shaheed. Walker and Charbonnet, their defense is really good defensive line. So they're looking like a team to beat too. The NFC West is going to come down to the wire. But I don't know. People are a little glazy on the Seattle Seahawks, if I'm going to be 100% honest. But they did win. I was right about that one. And I predicted the Rams and I predicted the Bears to win too. So, Pittsburgh at the Chargers. The Chargers won 25-10. I did predict the Chargers to win, so I'm always going to kind of pick Justin to win no matter what. And even though they're winning ugly and they have no linemen, Justin is finding a way to get it done, whether it be spreading the ball around to Gadsden, Lad McConkey, Quinyon Johnston. Then you got, of course, Keenan Allen catching his last couple passes, becoming the franchise leader in receptions for the Chargers. That's amazing. I'm really happy that Keenan Allen went back there. I'm not even going to lie to you. Out of receivers playing right now, and actually I can make an argument for my top 10 receivers that I fuck with of all time. I will say Keenan Allen was in that group. He's really in close proximity to Mike Evans to me, just from the way he plays, the type of route runner he was. He went to Cal. It's just a lot with Keenan Allen that I do enjoy. I like, and he was playing with Justin, and he's done a lot for Justin. Man, shout out Keenan Allen and congratulations on that record. I think he passed Antonio Gates to be the number one in receptions for the San Diego, but now LA Chargers. So congratulations to you. And then lastly, we had Philadelphia on Monday against the Green Bay Packers. I picked the Eagles to win. The Eagles did win. I was hoping they won because me personally, it's just all about playoff standings. I think the Packers were leading their division at 4-3-1, and them losing this game puts them under the Lions, making the Lions the division leaders. And how it was set up, we were going to play the Lions first round in the playoffs if they stayed at wild card, and I don't want to play the first round. Second round, maybe let somebody else make them weaker a little, so I don't want to play them first round. So how it is now, we're playing the Rams at 4 and 5 seed. I don't want that either. So we got to change that up as well, man. I want to play like the Bears or some shit. You know what I'm saying? Give me the Bears or who else is in the playoffs or somebody else that makes wild card. Give me the 49ers. Maybe even Seattle. I don't want the Lions. No, thank you. I'll take the Eagles over the Lions because it's too many years in a row we played them bitches and lost. I'm not into it. But yeah, hopefully I got 7 out of 14 right this week, so I was sitting at 50%. I'm sorry about that, y'all. Some of the teams I didn't expect to win won. Hopefully you used your better judgment if you did put in some bets for those. But yeah. Let's move on to the next week. Week 11, we have some teams on bye. I think there's only a couple of teams on bye. But there's a lot of games. Thursday, we're starting with the Jets at New England. I think New England's going to win this one at 8-2, playing against the Jets. If they don't win at home, we got to have to second guess what we think about the Jets. I mean, about the Patriots. These divisional games are always kind of tough. They play each other a lot. And of course, the Jets, every game they have something to prove. They want to keep their jobs. I feel like Justin Fields is playing for his job or for a spot in the league as a starter. So every week is important for these guys. They already try to fire sale and send everybody away to tank for the season. So show up on tape, play spoiler to some of these teams. I don't know if you want to win too many games to fuck up your draft position. But at the same time, you know what I'm saying, playing spoiler to the Patriots would be kind of amazing. So, I'm picking the Patriots to win this game. They're favored by 12.5. I don't know if they'll cover that, but I got I keep saying the Eagles. I'm looking at New England, and it looks like Eagles, but New England Patriots. I got the Patriots at home. Then we have Sunday games. We have the Commanders at Miami. Let's see. The Miami Dolphins are favored by 2.5 points at home. I'm picking Miami. Shout out to Marcus Mariota starting out there in Washington, but yeah, that Washington defense is trash. They ain't got no running backs. McLaurin is out. I don't know what's happening over there. I just think Miami is on a mission. The weapons they have left, have something to prove. Tua has something to prove, so I think they'll win that game. 6:30 a.m. Where's this fucking game at? Yeah, where's that fucking game? I don't know. Well, another overseas game, obviously, but I got Miami. Carolina is playing in Atlanta. I got Atlanta in this one. I need the Atlanta Falcons to beat these Panthers. I think the Panthers are at 5-5 right now. I think the Falcons are at 3-6. So go ahead and handle those Panthers, please. Bring them down to your level so we have a bigger gap in the NFC South. I got Atlanta Falcons, and that's just my bias, guys. So be careful when using those NFC South bets. You feel me? Chicago at Minnesota. I got Minnesota at home. JJ McCarthy back. I think they got a little vibe going. Naylor, Justin Jefferson, Addison. Aaron Jones is looking good again. I got Minnesota to make a little push and beat the Bears, and I need the Bears to lose a little bit, man. They feeling themselves a little too much. Green Bay at New York. I got Green Bay. Again, they just lost 2 weeks in a row, I think. Lost to the Panthers, and then they just lost to the Eagles. So if they came in there to New York and lost to Jameis Winston and the Giants, they have some really big explaining to do, especially after everybody said they were a Super Bowl favorite after their first 2 weeks playing. You know what I mean? What happened? These talking heads just be talking for content, bro. They just be talking. But yes, I have the Packers at New York. Cincinnati Bengals at Pittsburgh. This one I'm not really sure about, man. Joe Flacco has had the Bengals offense looking good out there. He's making shit happen. And Pittsburgh, man, their defense is looking better as well. The Pittsburgh offense leaves a lot to be, wanted every now and then. They leave a lot on the table. It doesn't look the prettiest. But Cincinnati's defense is terrible, so I feel like they'll be able to do whatever they want, and it'll be another shootout. The icy hot bowl is back, and we'll see what happens. But I got Pittsburgh this time because I think the Cincinnati Bengals won last time, so I'm gonna switch it up, and I think Pittsburgh got it this time. Houston at Tennessee. Tennessee's terrible. I got Houston. They're favored by 7.5 points. Houston you better do your thing. I don't know if CJ Stroud is back. He should be. It's been 2 games, but CJ Stroud does look like the quarterback that'll be out like 4 games because of concussion. He does look like that kind of guy. So I got Houston, even though Tennessee is at home and they may not have their starter. I just don't think Tennessee's that good. LA Chargers at Jacksonville. I got the LA Chargers. They're favored by 2.5 points. I'm just going to go with Justin. Jacksonville just can't get right. They keep losing really close games, games that they should be winning. Shout out Jacoby Myers for going to a team that actually uses him in the right way. Shout out Parker Washington. He filled in good on my fantasy team. Still lost, but I see you out there. But I got LA winning in Jacksonville. Tampa Bay at Buffalo. This one might be wishful thinking because, again, it's the angry team. Just lost 2 games in a row. Yeah. Not 2 games in a row, but just lost embarrassingly. I don't know. I think I want the Tampa Bay Bucks to win. I'm gonna always say the Bucks is gonna win because they could surprise me, but I just don't think it looks that good. But I got Tampa. Say what you will. Buffalo favored by 5.5, but fuck them. 49ers at Cardinals. Jacoby Brissett and the Cardinals are looking kind of good, but I think Marvin Harrison's out. He's having appendectomy. He has appendicitis. Had to get his appendix out or something like that. So he may be out a week or longer. So that leaves just Trey McBride really and Michael Wilson and whoever else they got over there on the Arizona Cardinals. But I think with that being the case, I think the 49ers may be able to pull it out, man. I think Mac Jones is more used to not having weapons than Jacoby Brissett is. So we'll see a bunch of ugly-ass Jacoby Brissett scrambles and a whole bunch of targets to Trey McBride, which I like because I need him to have 60,000 points if possible. Thank you, sir. But yeah, I am going to pick the 49ers in this one. I just don't see how the Cardinals can win that. Seahawks at Rams. If they can tie in this, I'd be really happy about it. Rams are favored by 2.5 points. I think this is one of those games that Sam Darnold's going to get exposed in, man. Sam Darnold, people think he changed from what he was. I think he is kind of maturing and getting better as a quarterback, but I just think that his mistakes do come out at the worst times. He reverts back to Sam Darnold at the worst times. And I think the Rams defense will be a defense that could either make him look like that early or late in the game when it really matters, make Sam Darnold make a mistake to show that the Rams are superior to the Seahawks. Like they did in the 49ers game, like they did in the Bucks game. And I think it'll do the same thing in the Rams game. Though I want the Rams to lose a little bit because they are pushing for the number 1 seed in the NFC. If they keep going the way they're going, and if the Eagles can lose a game or two, the Rams are looking good. Now, I don't really want them to be put on that high of a pedestal. I am a hater, as you can tell. But we'll see what happens. I do think the Rams will win that game. McVay is ready to put his stamp on the NFC now and make that push when everybody doubted and thought he was going to retire. Kansas City at the Broncos. Me personally, I do not want to see Kansas City win. I want to believe that the Broncos defense can shut down Patrick Mahomes and the Broncos can score enough to compete with the Kansas City Chiefs. I want to believe that, but I don't. I believe that the Chiefs are America's team. It may have been the Cowboys. It may be the Cowboys in fandom, but I think in the NFL as an organization, the Chiefs are their darling, their moneymaker. They want to see Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce more and more on TV despite those ratings, especially in the playoffs, especially in the Super Bowl. So I believe the Chiefs really do need to win this game. And I think the refs in the NFL will do whatever it takes for the Chiefs to win this game. We saw how bad Bo Nix looked last week. I have no faith that they can overcome the referees, Patrick Mahomes scoring, and Bo Nix go pass for pass with it. Patrick Mahomes. I don't believe it. Though I have to start Bo Nix this week in fantasy, which I'll talk about when we get there. I don't believe in my heart of hearts that Bo Nix can get this done, especially twice, because they already beat him once. I don't think it's another reason for the NFL and the refs to be like, oh, no, y'all beat them already once and they're too far back. Sorry, I don't want to sound like that guy, but it's too many narratives at play that let me know. And I bet I'm never putting any Chiefs in my parlays again. I don't know if I told you guys the Vegas story or the Super Bowl story. Vegas, it makes me mad even think about it. That whole run into the end zone and get a safety on purpose, fucking up that was cheating and nobody called it out. That made me hate the fuck out of them just for that. And then for them, they pulled some bullshit. Oh, in the Super Bowl, let's score these garbage time touchdowns for no reason, just to make it seem like it was a close game after getting our ass whooped. Let's put Patrick Mahomes in. Fuck. Betting is the devil. Gambling is the devil. Like, I know that brings out the worst in me, but I legitimately don't like those guys. I really don't like them. Not individually as people, but as a team. If they lost every game from here on out, I would not be mad. Call me a hater. Hey, y'all get y'all money, y'all play ball, y'all stay safe, y'all feed y'all families and shit. But y'all won enough. If y'all lost every other game, it wouldn't matter, right? Anyways, I got the Chiefs winning the Broncos, man. Baltimore Ravens at Cleveland Browns. The Ravens are going to win that. Baltimore, Dylan Gabriel, another Oregon guy. I fucks with you, but they're tanking for sure. They're trying to wipe the floor clean or slate clean Gabriel and Shador and make Shador expendable to trade in the draft for better draft picks to get another quarterback. They still got Deshaun Watson. This organization's fucking weird. I know my guy Myles Garrett wanted out, but they just gave him a big ass chunk of change, so he's gonna be in Cleveland forever. But bro, I don't know what the fuck they're doing. They can't even get quarterback right. They have money going to so many different people. They, I don't know. They're still paying Joe Flacco. Like, come on now. And then I got the Ravens that one, by the way, if you guys didn't get that from that. Detroit at Philadelphia. Oh God, two teams I really don't like. I'm going to say the Lions are going to win this one just because I'm tired of the tush push. I'm tired of the Eagles winning every game against NFC opponents, no matter what type of game it is. Ugly. They don't even like each other on the team and they're still winning. Shit's annoying. And they trade for every player, stack the decks, and they still barely beat teams. It just gets on my nerves. Jalen Phillips went over there, started balling right away. Sucked for the Miami Dolphins, got hurt. Nobody wanted to trade for. I think they traded like a fucking third round pick. And Jason Light didn't want to make no changes. Now our middle linebackers getting cooked by running backs and tight ends. Savassi Dennis, brother, you got to step it up, or you're going to be the next KJ Britt, the next Devin White, man. Get it together, bro. Jahad Campbell's balling for the Eagles, though. I fuck with Emeka. I really do. Man. Cowboys at Raiders, the Monday night game. I don't know, man. The Raiders defense is all time good, I guess. So we'll see if Dak Prescott can do something. Last time we saw Dak Prescott, and it wasn't really that good. So he's trying to wipe that slate clean and show the Cowboys that he is worth them. He's been great this year, man. He's been MVP candidate up until the last game, but the Raiders, they're in rebuild mode. I know they're not trying to win no more. There's no point. I think they won like 2 games. At this point, it's like the more games you win, I don't know if that makes you look more competent or it makes you look even more incompetent for trying to win at this point. Gino's washed. I can't stand watching him play football. He is probably one of the biggest parts of the downfall of my fantasy season. I'll talk about that in a little bit. But that's all the games. So in the games on Thursday, I got New England against the Jets. Miami, I got Miami at home against Washington. Atlanta versus The Panthers, I got Atlanta home against the Panthers. I got the Vikings at home against the Bears. I have Green Bay winning against the Giants in New York. I have the Pittsburgh Steelers winning at home against the Bengals. I have the Tennessee Titans losing at home against Houston. I have LA Chargers winning in Jacksonville. Tampa Bay Bucks winning in Buffalo. I have the San Francisco 49ers winning in Arizona. I have the Rams winning at home against Seattle. Chiefs winning in Denver. I have the Baltimore Ravens winning in Cleveland. I have the Lions winning in Philly. And then I have the Cowboys winning in Las Vegas on Monday night. So those are the games that I have and what I predicted for that first lot of games. Hopefully you guys can make you some money off some betting. And if you don't, you didn't hear it from me. You heard it from Buddy up the street. No, I'm just playing. Yeah, but if I make you guys some money, just you don't even have to send me no cash up. I like to say that and joke about that, but if you want to, you can. But just hit a like. Let me know I helped you out. Share the podcast. That's all I need from everybody. I don't need no money, man. I don't need no money, man. I do want to show you guys though. Can you guys let me see? Don't trip on fix it, I'm gonna fix it. But can y'all see that Trunks poster up there? That shit clear and fun though, huh? That shit clear and fun though. That goes with my Trunks collection. Sorry, audio listeners. I'm pointing to my whole DBZ and Trunks collection, bro. Shit is wild. Anime is back, bro. I'm not saying it ever went anywhere for my anime watchers, my frequent anime watchers, but watch, bro. That is $450 million going into what is it, Toei? Is that what the company is? The animation company for DBZ? The success of Daima got us rocking right now, bro. We coming back, more episodes of Dragon Ball Super. I think Daima had like hella episodes. We only had season 1 of Diamond, so Dragon Ball Z's back. One Piece is Demon Slayer, Chainsaw Man. We out here taking over movie theaters, bro. You hate us cause you ain't us. But let's get into this fantasy real quick before we go into a commercial break. I'll come back and talk a little bit about Predators Badlands, but fuck fantasy, really. I got my ass kicked, dog. Let me stop cussing for the listeners out there. I got my ass kicked, bro. Terrible. I played against Jonathan Taylor. I played against Jahmyr Gibbs. Like, everybody that did good, I played against. Everybody I played against scored a touchdown or two. Jennings, Kittle. Defense had 14 points. I lost 110 to 228. Bo Nix, you fucked me over. Sorry to cuss, but that shit was devastating. On Thursday night, I was going between Jackson Dart and Bo Nix, and Bo Nix had 9 points as an NFL quarterback, which resulted in only 5 points for Sutton. How Sutton score almost half the points as my quarterback, bro? My team is doomed. I'm 3-7, and I need every team that is in 4th through 7th place or 6th place to lose out for me to make the playoffs. I think it's bad for me right now, bro. I'm so fucking upset about this. I'm so fucked up and mad about this season. Everybody on my team that I drafted got hurt. Omarion Hampton, Bucky Irvin, Travis Hunter, Malik Neighbors. Now Jackson Dart even has a concussion. Like, what the fuck am I supposed to do? Fantasy gods are like, so many years of you being good, you have to pay the piper at some point, and that's what happened. Let me go over these scores real quick and then get these standings out of the way. I lost, as you can see, to the first place team, Jordan Love Island, 228 to 110. Armpit beat Cam's Catering in a close-ass game, 80 to 78. Hot Boys lost to Primetime Pope, 129 to 108. K-Swag lost again, brother. 0-10. 0-10, brother. 148 to 95. Josh Darnett loses to Jet 2 Holiday 137 to 131. And Sean's championship team lost to CD's Nuts 100 to 89. These are the standings, folks. First place, we have Jordan Love Island at 8-2. Primetime Pope at 7-3. Shenanigans at 7-3. Jet 2 Holiday at 6-4. Hot Boys at 6-4. Armpit 6-4. Josh Darnett at 6-4. Actually, I'm sorry. I didn't even say the places. Let me start over. Primetime Pope in second at 7-3. Shenanigans in third at 7-3. Jet 2 Holiday in fourth at 6-4. Hot Boys at fifth in 6-4. And Josh Darnett in seventh at 5-5. Yeah, Armpit at 6-4. Josh Darnett at 7-5. CD's Nuts at 8-5. Sean's championship team in 9th at 4-6. Me, I'm in 10th place at 3-7. Cam's Catering in 11th place at 3-7. And K-Swag at 0-10. The season has been really crazy, bro. All the injuries, the lack of trades, the waiver wire being ass. Teams doubled up on quarterbacks and defenses. There's been none all season. The running backs that I've personally picked up damn near every running back in waivers. It pretty much played him on the wrong week. Rico Dowdle, I said he has 65 million points. I play him once and get those points. The next 2 weeks, he has like 14. Vidal has no points the first time I play him. I sit him on the bench. He has 24. And then I bring him back and play him again. He has 17 points after I get blown out. Manunga has 1 week. Now Swift comes back and I don't have him anymore. Rashad White. It's been rainy games. Running game hasn't been established. Lyman out. Can't do shit. My receivers are the assiest of ass. Sutton can't do shit. I already talked about. Malik Neighbor has been trying to figure out. I've been trying to find a replacement for him all year. Jacoby Myers has been ass. Try to replace him with Darius Slayton. Ass. Had Parker Washington last week. Travis Hunter hurt. It's just been terrible. I've been starting dual tight ends for the last 3 or 4 weeks. Tyler Warren and McBride, just because I have no receivers. Kickers, do good sometimes. Got Chase McLaughlin stolen from me because people all of a sudden are fans of the Buccaneers kicker. Anyways, guys, fantasy's been a drag this year, but hey, hopefully, by the miracles, or maybe the fantasy guys are playing a little trick on me, like, haha, we're gonna help you make the playoffs. You got 3 weeks left. You'll win all these games. Somebody will lose out in the. But it doesn't look so like it. But I'm still the fantasy expert. I'm still the fantasy pro here, even though I'm about to send all the money away. Uh, but yeah, man, next year's another year. I'm not giving up though. I'm standing my head up high. I should deduct points for these guys not even ever being on the pod after every week, bro. Deduct some points from the winners and shit, bro. Shout out to y'all. Again, if you want to be in the league, we're always welcome. People do drop out sometimes, so you can put you on the waiting list. It's very intense. We got a group chat. Should be going down, bro. $900 pot this year. You already know what it is. It's very depressing that I'm not going to win it, but let me revamp. Let me let y'all get some refreshments and let me get my spirits back up. Quick commercial break. I'll be right back with y'all. We'll get into some Oregon talk. I haven't talked about them the last couple of weeks. I keep missing it. I don't know why. A little bit of NBA, and then we'll talk about this review, and we'll get up out of here, man. Because we did see a movie. I got something to talk about. I've been listening to other pods and see how they feel about it, so I want to let you guys know how I feel. Is that okay? It's Best of Bias Podcast, and there ain't no other way. We'll be right back. Sorry about that, y'all. We back. Welcome back. It's the Best of Bias Podcast episode. Was it 264? Season 4. Starring yours truly, Lydell Dinero. So let's get back into some of this bias. What was we talking about? Oh, Oregon. I wanted to get into some of that Oregon talk. So I didn't talk about us against Wisconsin. And I didn't talk about it during the bye about how we beat Wisconsin. So we beat Wisconsin. Everybody thought that, Oregon ain't shit because they barely beat Wisconsin, and everybody beats Wisconsin. But it was pissing rain during that game. Pissing rain. And we still got it done. Dante Moore got it done. The boys out there got it done. But people still hating on us. We had a bye. They always fluctuating our rankings, especially after the playoff football rankings just came out. They keep playing with us, bro. They acting like we ain't what we are, bro. We play a couple of ranked teams early. We beat them. Then they go on to lose a couple of games and they're ranked no more. Now we have no valuable wins. Penn State was a valuable win when we beat them, but after we beat them, they suck now, huh? Iowa was number 20 after the college football rankings came out. We were number 7 or 8, one of those, maybe even number 9. And we beat them in another rainy game, another game where we did everything that the critics thought we wouldn't be able to do. They thought Iowa was going to be able to run the ball all over us, and we're not going to be able to run the ball on them, not be able to pass the ball because it was raining. We ran for 229 yards. I think that was the most yards against Iowa since 2022. So not only did we take it to them and beat them, stop their run, but we played their game against them and looked better at it. People are saying welcome to Wisconsin, or welcome to Big Ten football. Wisconsin and Iowa, those big guys in the trenches are showing you guys what's up. Y'all can't stop this. Y'all can't do this. Y'all can't do that. We did it. The only team that we lost to is number 2 in the country. It could potentially maybe even beat Ohio State. Me personally, I think Ohio State has had a cupcake schedule. You know what I mean? So we'll see what happens, because in the Big Ten championship, since Indiana did beat us, and it doesn't look like Indiana or Ohio State will lose any games if they'll play each other for the Big Ten championship. We'll see what happens when it comes down to the playoffs and playoff standings. I don't know what NCAA has against Oregon, but they want to see Ohio State and Oregon play either first round or second round every year, no matter what. No matter what. Can we play them in the championship? Can we play them in the semifinal at least? Y'all you're just trying to see them knock us off or us knock them off. Nah, let the Big Ten reign. Y'all already shitting on Penn State. Indiana looking like the real deal now. You already see what we can do. Y'all already holding the nuts of Alabama, holding the nuts of Texas, just because, Texas lost 2 games and they're still like number 10. Like, what? Of course, they won big games, and the teams they lost to were good teams, but you only can play against who's in front of you. I get it, but Arches looked bad, and the teams they lost to, they looked bad. For them to be talked about and heralded as a team that has a chance still and talked better about than people talk about Oregon, when they only lost 1 game and it was to the number 2 team in the country, It's crazy. It's crazy. It's just like the fact that every time you get a 5-star, miraculously when they commit to Oregon, they become a 4-star. Like, why the fuck does that happen? It doesn't happen to Alabama. It doesn't happen to Ohio State. It doesn't happen to Michigan. When they're a 5-star in high school, they go to Michigan, they go to Ohio State as a 5-star. They don't drop down miraculously to a 4-star just because they went to Oregon. You know what I mean? They just hate on us all the time. We got all the money in the world and they don't like it. We got all the cool uniforms and they don't like it. Like, I get it. Y'all hold that over our head that we have cool uniforms and we have good recruits now. We have good NIL or we have good records, but we haven't won a national championship. And I feel like as long as they can hold that over our heads, then it doesn't matter how good we are each year. It doesn't matter how good Dan Lanning is. It doesn't matter what recruits we get. It doesn't matter how good we're supposed to be. But until we win the big game, it's never going to matter. And that's the shit that I hate, bro. And after we do get over the cusp and we do get there finally and we do become one of the true blue bloods of the NCAA football world, you know what I'm saying? And basketball. I'm hoping for that for basketball too. I'm ready for all these talking heads to shut the fuck up. Kurt Herbstreit, that bullshit you tried to pull off last week. Oh, Oregon's gonna lose this week. Whisper it. Say it with your chest if you're gonna say it first of all. Stop trying to be jokey McJokester and hop on that popular wave. You saw what we did against Wisconsin. You want to take us not as a true contender. You like Washington. You like USC. You're on the Tito Ohio State. You like Old Miss. Like, come on, I get it. I get it. But we're going to show you a little something. When the odds aren't against us, we won this last week against Iowa, the big bad Iowa team that everybody thought was going to beat us without our best tight end, one of the best tight ends in the country, if not the best tight end in the country, the best freshman receiver in the country, Decorian Moore, who's been putting up numbers, and without our starting right guard. And we ran the ball for 229 yards. Shout out De'Aaron Hill. Shout out Jordan Davison. Shout out Noah Whittington. Running the ball down their fucking throats. Great catch, Malik Beasley in the rain to set us up in good position to actually win the game. Atticus Sappington coming through with 2 field goals, especially the one to win the game. Dante Moore doing shit after people was hating on you, putting sauce on your name, after looking bad, playing in the pouring down rain. They're adding that on to the miscues that you had in Indiana, bro. Like, the more and more I start to get into sports and be fans of my team and the sports that I watch, is the talking heads just be fucking talking, bro. Like, everybody was on Oregon's nuts at the beginning of the season. We were blowing out the bad teams. But we lose one game to Indiana by 10, win every other game, don't win as convincingly. But now we're not even talked about. Dante Moore is not even considered as a Heisman finalist. Every team is better. We're going to lose to everybody now. Indiana is the best team in the world. I feel it. I feel it. I feel it. 6-7, you bitch ass boys. We're going to see what happens. We're going to see what happens. We went undefeated last year and lost to Ohio State once. When they shouldn't have even been playing us. Like, bro, it's good. Just keep that in mind, bro. You heard it here first. You know what the fuck I be repping on this pod. You know what I rep on social media. I just get really upset, bro. I get it. Your school that you follow has the prestige. May have won some championships in the past, but did you really own it like that? Are you just claiming championships off your team's prestige, bro? Are you really in the trenches? Okay, I sound kind of weird because I'm not on the team, not involved with the team at all, but you really in the trenches every year, waiting for that first victory. I don't even really fucking fuck with you like that as a fan, bro. If you ain't never got it out the mud and watched your team win its first championship, if you weren't alive for that shit when the team has already won at least 3 championships, nah, bro. I don't respect it. I don't respect it. People have been hating on me for years for the teams that I like. Tampa Bay, Denver Nuggets, Oregon Ducks, Atlanta Braves. You know, to the 2 teams that got a little bit of respect just because they're nationally liked teams, the Braves and Oregon Ducks. Though Oregon Ducks have never won anything as far as national championships for football, you know, the Atlanta Braves have done their thing. 5 championships. You know, they've done their thing out there. As far as Tampa Bay, we won 2. So I was there for both. First one, seen it. Second one, seen it. Denver Nuggets. First championship ever. Seen it. Braves. Championship after the other 4. Seen it. It hits different when it's the first one and it's the first one after a long time, bro. Yeah, like Cowboys fans, 49ers fans, I'm not hating on you. Have you seen your one team win the championship when you were able to use the bathroom for your own as a kid? Like, if you can't tell me, nah, because that's cheating. Because the 49ers and the Cowboys and Steelers and shit, those players have been popular and super famous forever. But you know what the fuck I mean out there, bro. So I don't want to hear it, bro. We on the right path from recruiting to program to the right stuff to coordinators. We're getting there, man. We're getting the right guys recruiting out of the country. It's just looking really good, going in the right direction. And shout out Dan Lanning for not taking the bait, going to Alabama, going to fucking Penn State, staying true to Oregon. And Phil Knight, I think he's putting every resource he has into helping you guys win the championship, and I think you guys will get there. Shout out Oregon. We have Minnesota this week. I think tomorrow or on Friday, to be real. I think we play on Friday, which is an interesting thing there. It's actually something for me to do during the day. That's for sure. Cool. I thought about that. If you're in Vegas this weekend, pull up, bro, because I think we outside. We outside. If you guys are in Vegas, trying to get down, it's the homie's birthday. Try to show some love. Best of Bias will be in town. They say Vegas is dead, but when we step down, when we step out, we're bringing that bitch to life. The Cowboys are going to be out there, so I think a lot of Cowboys fans are going to be in town. So let's turn this shit up. You know what I'm saying? But anyways, let's get back to this shit. Basketball. I'm liking what I'm seeing, man. My Nuggets right now, I think we're sitting at 8-2, brother. I've talked about other teams and shit, so this segment is not going to be about them. It's going to be strictly about the Nuggets before I move into the cinema corner. But the Nuggets have been looking incredible. I'm telling you, bro. Jokic being able to do what he did last year with support and a bench is going to be colossal for this team, bro. Just having the opportunity to have Jokic get a triple-double in the third quarter and go sit down, and Big Val and Tim Hardaway and Bruce Brown will still keep a lead, will be able to compete, shut opposing teams' backup units down, even shut down the starting units for a little bit if need be. Jamal can sit a couple of games, preserve himself for the playoffs and the midseason runs. Aaron Gordon can sit out a little bit with the depth that we have. Cam Johnson still has the yips, haven't really become what Michael Porter was last year for our team, but I still feel like he has a chance to get better. Christian Brown's development, like I said before, has helped us be able to ease Cam Johnson into it, and Jokic not falling off at all. This man has averaged like, I want to say at least 31 points this season, shooting on at least 40-50%. It is crazy, bro. Almost averaging a triple-double again. 35, 14, 14 the other day. Last night he had a 35, 14, and 7. It have been 35, 14, and 7. It's crazy. It's crazy. Nobody is good as him. There's nobody's big that could do anything with him. I don't think Joel Embiid, even now coming off that injury, is going to want any parts of him. I still think Joel Embiid follows the same game plan and not playing in Denver. So I'm doubting we'll even see a big out there that could fuck with Joker. I mean, Şengün and Domantas Sabonis, you know what I'm saying? They're the ones that are emulating Jokic and are the closest thing to him. Other centers will get their buckets against Jokic. I don't think that necessarily that they're really doing much. Jokic is definitely not playing much defense at all. He kind of just sticks his hands up there and just is kind of being annoying as far as defense goes. And if that center or power forward is able to make his shots and knock them down, then we'll live with that rather than their superstars going off and doing crazy shit. You know what I'm saying? It's really been helping this year. Aaron Gordon, hopefully getting back to his defensive status that he used to be at and was at in the past would be incredible. Jamal Murray being healthy all year, not missing hella stretches of games, being able to take a game here or there on back-to-backs and still be healthy to give us what he gave us last night, and actually be an all-star for the first time. That's in our views and in our sights. I think Aaron Gordon, Jamal, and Jokic are all averaging over 20 points, which is incredible. And just additions from, again, not Michael Porter Jr., Tim Hardaway Jr., Bruce Brown, P. Watts coming along crazy, sprinkle in a little straw there, Jalen Pickett when when Jamal's not playing, Spencer Jones for some defense out there, and Najee and Zeke Najee too, just being out there and being a person that they can throw in at small forward if Aaron Gordon doesn't have it, if Tim Hardaway, P. Watt don't have it. We have a lot of rotation pieces and a lot of players that David Adelman can play with, and David Adelman being in his second year, but absorbing a lot of game from Coach Malone, and it's really showing. 8-2 is a strong, strong start. And we're winning games last year where it was like, okay, we should win, but we don't always win because we're relying so much on Jokic and we had no depth and no bench to do anything that is not really confident. We can confidently put in our bench for stretches of the second quarter, third in the game, and just know Jokic can sit on the bench and not have to come back. And if he does have to come back, it could be really late. And he doesn't have to play full fourth quarters. He doesn't have to play full third quarters. For some reason, he likes to play the full first, which is very interesting. Um, but yeah, it's I'm interested to see what the rest of the season's to hold. But starting off, it's looking really good, man. The only teams in front of us are OKC and Wembanyama and the San Antonio Spurs out there in the West. Both looking good, a lot of depth. So that's one of the teams, and kind of the teams that are kind of all similar, that were all really deep, have a bunch of good players that can make plays with good coaching and organization that have us in the right spot. So I'm happy for that. East is still looking crazy, man. The Bulls are no longer in first. I think Detroit's in first, followed by maybe Cleveland and the Knicks. It's ugly. I don't think it really matters, man. Unless the Western and the Philly's good too, but they've lost to the Bulls a couple times. I don't know. It's gonna be a crapshoot. I think the Knicks should be able to take that next step because they have a lot of good players that have been together for a good amount of time now. So they should necessarily take that next step, but it's on them, man. I don't know about the East. Everybody's good in the West, so that's gonna be more of a dogfight. I'll let you guys know a little bit about the East. The East as stuff comes up, but nobody really cares about the East, to be honest. It's all about the West. You feel me? In basketball. But Cinema Corner. Let's get into this shit, bro. Predator Badlands. We went and saw it. Walk with me, talk with me. Spoiler alert, I will be talking about Predator Badlands if you haven't seen it. Hey, it was nice. Go on to the end, let you guys know what's coming up in the new pod, the next pods, and what could be coming up in episode 265. But I don't want to ruin it for you. If you guys want to stick around, be my guest. You're going to be in for a Lydell Dinero style spoiler for the pod. For the movie. Predator Badlands came out last weekend. Director Dan, what is it? How do you say this shit? Trachtenberg. Yeah, Dan Trachtenberg. That's his name. He was supposed to be a really big fan of the Predator lore. Really studied on the comic books and stuff. So he was really excited to take on this project and get into this movie. And this is the first movie where I think we have the aspect of the Predator as a protagonist and not the antagonist, the bad guy that's trying to kill everybody in the movies. We always see them as the apex hunter out there just trying to kill people and things for sport and take them back as trophies. That's kind of how this one kind of starts, but it kind of gives us more so the insight of the Predator culture. Our main character, his name is Deck. He's like the runt of his family in the Predator world. He has a brother named Quay, and I don't know, the family dynamics in the Predator planet are just fucked up. The Predator culture. I think they're called Weeha. I forgot exactly what they called the culture of predators, but whatever. They love tough, man, because basically they're just taught to fight from birth and survive and be the toughest warriors. If they weren't able or didn't look tough, the parents, I guess, just had them killed. Um, Tough out there in those worlds, but I guess the species is just born to hunt and be dominant and just fucking kill each other like the fucking Viltrumites from from Invincible. So yeah, the main character basically was a runt. I guess in previous trials to be, a hunter or be a top person in his clan, he lost one of his tooth, which is a really shameful thing to do. These warriors are all supposed to be strong and present strength and pass all the tests and be the toughest out. If they're not, they're no use to their race. So their families are like, kill them. There's no need for them if they can't be tough and be apex hunters and killers. They don't belong with us. So they basically get killed off. So basically in the beginning of the movie, we see young Deck and his brother Quay training to, take the step to the next level. Deck wants to become respected by his father, become a hunter, become an accepted member of the tribe, but his failing in the past puts him on crazy standings with his family because they already seen him fail once. Their family is like, okay, if he, fails, kill him. We don't give him a second try. We already know what he's made of. Kill him. So his brother is hard on him, trying to kill him. We see that they're in the cave going at it. You know what I'm saying? It looks like his brother is going to kill him. He falls down into this big ass cave, but Deck survives and comes back. And his brother's like, bro, you're not ready for this shit, man. You're supposed to be able to best me. I'm still beating you too easy type shit. Deck is excited to see his father, but I don't think he knows that his father has told his brother to kill him since his past failures were embarrassing to his family. He'll never be shit. So just go ahead and kill him. But Deck didn't know that. So when his father comes, he's excited to see his pops. He's like, Dad, I'm ready to have a second chance. What's good? Let's get it popping. But his dad's like, nah, why are you even talking to me, bro? Like, you're no family of mine. Quay, why is he still alive? I told you to off his ass a long time ago after he failed the first time. So Deck is like, fuck, bruh. Like, I'm here trying to impress my dad, but he just wants my brother to kill me in cold blood and not even give me a chance to love me type shit. But Quay, he's a writer. The best brother I've seen in a movie in a while. He's like, nah, I'm not gonna kill him, bro. Like, give him a chance. He could be something, but the dad is a bitch. He's not hearing it. He's like, kill this man or else I'm gonna kill you and him. So, you feel me? The brother throws, Deck into the ship and locks it up and goes toes with the dad. But since dad is the apex predator out there, no pun intended, he off Quay hella fast, cut off his head in front of Deck. But before he was able to continue and kill Deck, the brother Quay launched the ship out onto the Badlands planet where he is kind of distraught now. I just witnessed his brother get killed by his dad. And he's just kind of like, fuck, what does he do next? And that's where the movie comes in. This instantly becomes Kong Skull Island out of nowhere. This predator Deck is sent to this planet to kind of just prove itself. There's this animal or this monster, the Callisk, on this planet, who's supposed to be the apex monster that no predator has ever been able to catch. The brother told him while they were fighting before he was sent there after being killed that if he brought back the head of the Callisk, maybe that could earn the Pops' honor and they'll accept him to the tribe. But as you can see, when Pops got there, he was like, nah, I ain't fucking with none of that. I'm gonna kill both of y'all because this nigga's a bitch. But Deck is determined. These predators, they're really prideful. Deck himself too, he was a runt. He was significantly smaller than his brother and his dad. But what he didn't have in size, he had an ingenuity. This whole time he was on this planet, everything on the planet could kill him instantly. And he hasn't been there before, but he's just kind of maneuvering around this planet, just really motivated to get this Callisk, and motivated by seeing his brother killed in front of his face to fulfill his brother's wishes, become a part of the tribe, and go and get that Callisk. But throughout the movie, we see a bunch of shit, from razor grass to fucking spike plant poison monsters that shoot poison spikes. Just everything on the planet was pretty much adapted to kill him. And through trials and tribulations throughout the movie, we see Deck go through all kinds of shit to try to find the Callisk and just prove that he is the apex predator. It's kind of crazy though, because throughout the movie, all the shit on this world is trying to kill him, but he handles it hella easy. Like, this fucking monster is in the blade grass. This rock monster. It's kind of like a bison, but it's protected in his body like a rhinoceros type shit. Hella like, so he can walk through the blade grass hella easy and not be cut because his body's made out of stone. This fool instantly finds a way to get to this fucking animal through the blade grass, kills it hella easy, and just moves on to the next task. Like, though he's the run of the group, he's just fucking resourceful as fuck, and it just kind of just goes to show what these aliens are all about. One second. My bad. Somebody just walked in. But yeah, throughout the movie, it was crazy. It was crazy to see. Really good special effects. Shout out to Ellie Fanning. She played the android. Interesting enough about this movie, I know I talked to you guys about Alien Earth. Um, a lot of the Alien Earth kind of concepts, not a lot, but some of them bled over into Predator, because you know how closely related Alien and Predator are anyways. To hear about Wayland Otani, who was really involved in Alien Earth and the Alien series, just to see that kind of Easter egg dropped in there was really cool. Again, Ellie Fanning and the synths. So the synths were really involved in Alien as well. So seeing a synth in Predator as well was interesting to see the crossover there. But I don't know. It just seems like in the Predator world, Predators are just OP. Especially when they start using those cloaks and shit. Because basically, that's what Deck was doing all this for. He was trying to gain the pride of his family and become one of the tribes so he can get his cloaking. And that was like, as you see in a lot of the Predator movies, the Predators be cheating and shit. When they be getting beaten and shit and almost lose, they cloak and hide and shit and just pop out of nowhere and kill people. I think that's kind of OP. That's one of the reasons why I don't be fucking with the Predators a lot, because they don't throw hands. They do. And when they do, they have all the weapons, the advanced tech that people don't have that they're fighting against. So I think that's kind of OP. And then once they lose and people kind of adapt to what's going on and fighting the future tech, they just turn invisible and just go somewhere and hide and kill them with their heat seeking. That's cool. That's fucked up. But I like to see that in this situation, Deck landed. He didn't have all his weapons at first. He was out there using the natural resources, using the planet that that he just landed on, that is actually made to kill him. He adapts to it and uses what he does to ultimately find the callus that he was looking for, but not without help from this synth, again, that Ellie Fanning that found, I think her name was Thea. When we meet her, she's kind of tied up in I don't know how she got that way, tied up in the bushes. But it was a really interesting scene when we met her, with the spiky plant things. If you guys saw the movie, there's a big ass dragon who hunts by dropping rocks on these plants that shoot out poisonous spikes. So if people were walking through the field of poisonous spikes, the dragon would drop the rocks. They would get hit by the poison spikes, and once they were asleep and paralyzed from the poison, they would come down and eat the people. So that shit was nuts. That shit was nuts. There was a lot of situations throughout the movie that were like, okay, I see what y'all trying to do here. Story had a couple of plot holes in it. Some of the scenes got a little plucky for me. We meet a special kind of alien early in the movie when he's trying to get through the blade grass. This little alien they call Bud, who follows him around for a little bit, who we find out later ends up being a baby Callisk. So we have that kind of plucky character throughout the movie. And Thea, she's kind of comic relief as well. It's kind of interesting that we have a robot speaking with this alien who doesn't speak English. She's just kind of talking back in English just for the movie. I get it. I get it. It's for the movie. Very convenient, but she's a little too jokey for me. I would see Deck in the Predator go through an emotional ass scene or have some emotional ass expression, and then we just hear this, how are you? And when the android, the legs were fighting and it meets up with the arms and the hands give the feet a high five. That was a little much, but it was cool though. It was cool. I liked how it kind of built on a team. You know what I'm saying? Though he wasn't accepted in the tribe over with the Predators, the tribe that he made with Thea, with Bud, the little baby Callus, and even the little shoulder worm that, if you give them food and they shoot out acid, and use it as a shoulder cannon. You know what I'm saying? He learned little things throughout, you know what I'm saying? That he doesn't have to live and die by the tribe that didn't even want you to begin with. You don't have to live by those cultural norms. You can create your own family. You can create your own norms and be your own leader. And, fulfill your own dreams and have your own conquests. And you ain't got to live up to the dreams of a person who wants you dead anyway. So throughout the movie, he starts to realize that the Callisk is, one, unkillable, after his first instance with the Callus, but two, that, the real enemy wasn't the Callus throughout the movie, or even his dad. It was Waylon Otani and these synths who just are here to kill and obtain information and obtain and collect specimens with no regard to the effect of what families they're separating, who they're killing, what they're killing, especially with the sense that have no emotion at all. They just kind of do whatever Waylon Otani wants them to do, the company. So it's interesting. It was an interesting juxtaposition. When the other robot, Tessa, came and her orders were to catch the Callus as well, but Deck wanted to catch the Callus to take back to his dad. That whole scene where he realized that Thea set him up and played him, and she called her sister over, and just seeing how different Tessa was than Thea was very interesting as well, and seeing the turn of Thea not going with what Tessa wanted, her thinking on her own, and kind of juxtaposed with Deck and how his come to Jesus moment, if you will, realizing that, I don't need this tech that I got from this country or my planet. I can use what I have in natural, you know what I'm saying? I can use my brain. I could be something bigger than they expect me to be, even though I'm the smallest in the group, even though I lost my tooth type shit. So just, it was a heartwarming kind of movie. It was PG-13, so it wasn't a lot of blood and guts everywhere, but it kind of was able to show a lot more since they were synths and there was a bunch of aliens that were CG, so they were able to do a lot of cutting and slicing and splitting. But yeah, ultimately in the end, they find out again that the thing that they were walking around with was a baby Callus, and the Callus wasn't a bad guy. He was just actually protecting himself and looking for his child type shit. But everybody wanted to, wanted the Callus because it's regenerates by itself, can get killed and come back to life. So they wanted to test it and use it to maybe cure some human diseases that there might be out there in the world. So selfishly kind of like taking the Callus skin, freezing it, trying to kill it, just for just selfish reasons. And then eventually Deck ends up getting caught as well. And they try to use Deck to learn more about the Predator weapons they found. It just shows that Waylon Otani again is willing to do whatever to further their interest, especially with these synths that have no emotions, that will do whatever they say at their women will. But it's kind of interesting when you give them their own consciousness and their own moral compass and can do, be influenced by each other. Like Thea and Tessa were kind of influenced by each other, but ultimately Tessa was more so uninfluenced by Deck and the trials of what went on while she was cut in half, and kind of just got a second chance from Waylon Otani. I think she fucked up in the past as well, and Waylon Otani told her, yeah, if she don't complete this mission, they'll decommission her. So her motivations were a little different, but I thought it was good, especially in the end when the Valisk actually ate Tessa. I thought that was interesting. And then they had that moment of the baby seeing the Callus, excuse me, and then Deck bonding with the Callus, and then the Callus is all of a sudden exploding. I was shocked. I was like, damn, y'all killed that motherfucker? The Callus was cool, man. I thought having that as a friend and adding that to the group would be kind of cool, but I mean, eventually they do end up bring a Callus to the group because the baby one's still alive. But I thought the baby kind of got over the mom dying a little too fast. He was like, oh yeah, the mom died, but whatever. But yeah, it was a good movie, man. I give it a solid 8. I'm not gonna hate on it too much. Again, I did see it with my grandma. It was a good time. It just kind of mixed emotions. It started off as something different. It kind of gave me the Dune vibes at the beginning, and then it kind of, it got it got really plucky. I'm excited to see where they take it from here, because we did see what happened in Killer of Killers. Everybody that kills a predator, every good combatant against the predator, they put them on ice and throw them in the tubes, and they're saving them for something. I don't know if we saw this predator in one of the tubes. I know we saw a Callus in one of the tubes, so we'll see where they go from here. If it's going to be an animated movie, are they going to bring Alien Earth and put this predator shit together and bring it into the show? Are we going to get another Alien vs. Predator? I don't know. But all in all, I think it was a good movie experience. A lot of the movies that came out recently, they've been getting bad reviews, so I haven't really been motivated to go out there and see a lot of movies, but I do want to see a lot of these movies coming out holiday season. I know we got Avatar coming up. I know we have, I did want to see The Running Man, but I heard that was stupid too. We're going to have to see. I'm definitely going to see Now You See Me, Now You Don't. That review is coming. It's going to come a couple of weeks late, but I'm going to tell you guys what. I'm going to review it, but I'm going to be, actually, you know what? No, yeah, I'm not going to see it until not this weekend, but next weekend. So, yeah, I have a review for you though, because you know how I am about magic. I am watching a lot of, I watch a lot of magic shows, a lot of magic movies. Now You See Me 1 and Now You See Me 2 was a couple of my faves. So I'm excited to see that. I will have a review for you for that. And you guys, man, I know you guys been hearing about that Marvel Rivals Season 5 release. They got Gambit now. They released Blade and Gambit. I don't know where I've been, but I'm officially back. So if you guys are on Marvel Rivals Season 5, they're dropping Gambit. They're dropping them on the 14th. So this weekend, we live. So I'm excited to see that. Add your boy on Twitch, Lydell_Dinero. I think that's me. I think it's Lydell_Dinero 22 though. Follow me. I'm trying to get 50 followers. I still don't have the 50 followers. I'm trying to become an affiliate so I can start streaming for real. Follow the gaming podcast or the gaming YouTube, Best of Bias Gaming, Best of Bias Podcast Gaming. I think it's on YouTube. I have one video there of us playing COD. Plenty more videos to come if you're trying to get in some videos for that. For sure. You can meet a lot more of the Best of Bias family that way. The gaming family for sure. Because we play games a lot. P-Nate will be on the pod one way or another, and I think that's the way you guys can meet him because he's shy. But yeah, that's it. Go see Predator Badlands right now and see it for yourself. I know my reviews be all over the place, but hopefully you were able to hear some of the parts that you wanted to talk about. And again, shout out to everybody in the movie. It was very interesting. It was a visual masterpiece, man. The plot, the story was, the story was a story. But there was some really good fighting scenes. There's a really good emotion portrayed by the CG characters, especially from Dex. Shout out to that. I have his first name. His first name is Demetrius, but his last name is long as hell, and I didn't want to butcher it. But you guys look it up. The actor that played Deck did a really good job. Shout out Ellie Fanning and everybody else in the movie as well. And again, follow me on Twitch. We play all of the games. Madden. Oh, I don't have Madden right now, but I have 2K, Call of Duty. I got Rivals. I got NCAA. I got Tekken. If you want to get those hands, bro. I got DBZ, Spark Zero, everything. So holla at your boy. But if you're looking for your boy, you know where to find me. It's Patrick_Lydell on the Snapchat, SAC_Lydell on the Instagram. If you're looking for the pod, of course, Best of Bias on Instagram, Best of Bias on TikTok, and of course, Best of Bias on YouTube, where you're watching right now. AKA puts all these videos together and they look magnificent. We'll be traveling the next couple of weeks, so I'm gonna try to get these out as fast as possible. Still gonna be some good content, trust me. I'm just gonna try to get them out just so I know that so I have some content for you when I'm missing. I will be gone for the next couple of Fridays, so yeah, we're gonna get it in, still have some content, keep you guys up to date and let you guys know what I'm doing. But if you guys don't want to be on the pod, like I always say, hit me up. You know where to find me. You know your boy Lydell. You know where to find me. I'm out here in these streets. YouTube, Instagram, Snapchat, TikTok. Hit me up on any of those things and we'll get you on the pod. You know what I'm saying? Thank you, AKA, for always putting these videos together, making them look fantastic, encouraging me to get this 4K camera. Hope you guys like the promos, 2 new promos for the pods. Try to get more of those out too. Spread those around so we can get more people in the Best of Bias family and hit that algorithm hard. You feel me? Again, Spotify is starting to get their podcasts on Netflix, the video podcast, and we're trying to do so. And upgrade the stage a little bit. Me, AKA, get a job out here and doing some real things. Got the work ethic. We out here every week for y'all, so let's keep it pushing. So yeah, that might be the end of the episode. Episode 264, season 4. Your boy Lydell Dinero. Let's get it. Enjoy your weekend. Enjoy whatever day you're listening to this podcast. And don't stress. I know the world is crazy out there. But find you somewhere to post up. If you like one, like one. If you drink one, drink one. Whatever it is that you do, throw on the Best of Bias podcast to help get you through. See what I did there? That's bars. Where that theme song at is right here. Peace out, y'all. It's the best of bias. You need the earful, you should try us. From pop culture to the movies to Unitas. It's the best of bias. Your best of bias. Yeah, it's the best of bias.